Hi YouTube. One of the common struggles I notice a lot of my clients face is picking jeans. It's very hard to find the right shape for ourselves, so I hope my guide to jean shapes and styles can help you find that perfect match. So strap in and I hope you find this useful. The skinny jean is the tightest fit of jean that you can get. It's called skinny as it's basically stuck to your skin. Akin to a legging, but it still has the jean properties of being made in a stretchy denim, having belt loops, and a zip entrance and pockets. If you'd like it even tighter than that, then a jegging is probably your best match, as a jegging is a legging and jean crossbreed. So this is a legging that's been made in a denim-like fabric that isn't denim, sometimes with jeany elements, but likely that it's just got an elastic to get in and out of and no zip at the front or even real pockets sometimes. This is good if you really like how a skinny jean looks, but you don't want too much emphasis on your stomach, like the zip going across your stomach or the pockets, so you want a flat front. And it could feel more comfortable, as sometimes people find having all that stuff on their stomach and a tight jean fabric too restrictive. So you still have that look of wearing a pair of jeans and it's still thicker on your body than having a legging. The skinny fit gained popularity in the 2000s and 2010s, starting off with a low waist in the 2000s, which was the rise of that era, and then later moving up to a higher waist. You'd see a lot of brightly coloured ones in the late noughties, and the emos of the era would go for a black. This is still a staple piece of alternative dressing. Skinny jeans work really well if you like to show off the shapes of your body. You may have a proportional shape, like a slender athletic or an hourglass figure, and you might want to highlight your legs in particular. Wearing that black jean with a black shoe gives the illusion of long legs, so it's a color that just keeps going. And in other colors as well. Gen Z absolutely hate the skinny jean. If you're watching this and you're a Gen Z, you probably even skipped past this section. They grew up with it in their childhood and are completely over it. It feels like an uncool millennial thing to do, to wear a skinny jean. Us millennials grew up with the wide leg in our childhoods, and we are now over it. Well, most of us are, me included. And the skinny jean dominated a lot of our early teens and adulthood, and a lot of us have just stuck with it. And going back to that wide leg that still makes a lot of us cringe is quite hard. And we could be influenced by trends, or we might just want to ignore them and go for what we know. But really, we should try and get over those kind of things and look at what we look best in too. This is a simple, not too tight and not too loose fit of jean. It's pretty safe and in the middle. There's not too much emphasis on your legs. It's not so baggy as to overwhelm you. You can cuff the bottom of these jeans and give it a little bit more shape if you wish, or pick a shorter leg so slightly kind of cut off or cropped at the bottom. This is a good way of showing your body underneath and not being, again, too overwhelmed by fabric. It can be really nice to show off your ankle. It could be nice to show off a funky sock. It could be nice to show off the top of that boot. And if you do choose to just show a bit of skin, that will give you extra height as well. Straight jeans were worn a lot in the 80s and 90s and are not far off from a mum jean, really. You can get some which are more tapered in shape, more slim, and you can get some which are a bit baggier. But generally it's that even up and down straightness. If you prefer clothing that isn't too tight on the body but aren't a fan of big and oversized shapes, then this could be the fit for you. A straight jean is a good comfort jean to have. Great for minimal dresses and for that classic 80s, 90s retro style. Guess what? The boot cut is made to be worn with a boot. That's where the name comes from. Who knew? This fit is fairly regular and slim and has a little flare out at the ankle where the boot should be. Again, a fairly safe shape to wear. And if you did want some extra volume on your bottom half, you will get a little bit from that teeny click flare at the bottom. What I would say is the line between a flare and a boot cut is very slim, but I think honestly, if you want a flare, go for a flare. A boot cut is so subtly out that if you do want to add more volume to your body, you will get better proportional volume from a flare than a boot cut. If you want to wear a jean with your boot, I think it's nice to show off the top of that boot. Why hide it under a bootcut jean? Just my opinion. Sometimes there's some really nice detail there. It feels like a waste to hide it. But I get it if it's a plain boot and you want that appearance of not wearing a boot, then that's where the boot cut would make sense. But otherwise, I would say just wear a low shoe. Just my opinion. Talking about flares, the bell bottom, that's the correct name for it. This one is skinny at the thigh and then it flares out at the knee in a kind of bell shape. Bell at the bottom. I've grown up calling them flares, so naturally that is what I call them. The 70s is when this jean really came into their own. People were loving big, bold shapes and drama in this funky era. If you're a lover of retro and if you love fabric and movement in your clothing, then this could be a really good choice for you. It's fun, it's funky, and it's a little bit more extra than a typical jean. Flaring out at the bottom can also be a really good way to balance out an imbalanced body shape. If you are top heavy like a strawberry or an apple body shape, adding more volume to the bottom will take some of that attention away from the top and just make you appear more even. So it makes your top and the bottom look like they're the same whiteness as each other. The bell bottom is also a good shape to choose if you're an hourglass body shape and you'd like to emphasize all the curves in your body. Crack this shape open for a party and feel a little bit special while still being casual in a jean. And take care that the edges of this denim don't get too frayed if they happen to trail across the ground. Unlike its flared friend, the wide leg jean is wide from the get-go, from hip to bottom, creating an A-line shape. This is another fit that is perfect for those wishing to balance out their body shapes. That added structure is going to really give you that in and out silhouette if that's a silhouette that you wish for. Wide legs are quite 70s too, but they're also quite noughties and they're also quite now. The difference is the waist. 70s favoring a high waist, noughties favouring a low waist, and right now both being equally available. This is a fairly recent style, coming from probably millennials again, finding their mum's jeans from the 80s and 90s. In the 2010s, millennials enjoyed vintage and repurposing our parents' style, which suddenly became cool. The 80s and 90s jean, like I mentioned earlier, tended to go towards a high waist and it tended to be a straight leg. Many of these jeans had a slight wash to them, could be acid, and many of them had grungy elements like fraying and rips. After years of low waist in the noughties, we craved that high waist again in the 2010s, which brought the 90s shapes back in. If we were lucky enough that someone around us kept a pair of jeans from that era, fantastic. If not, we were very into vintage shopping in that time, and the high street caught on and started creating mum jeans for us so that we could have access to that vintage vibe. A regular straight fit does flatter most body types. What I would say though is that these jeans being high-waisted, and you would typically tuck them in, you would see a lot of detail going on the stomach area. So that big zip, that pocket, the belt loop, and a belt. So more attention would go to that area. If you'd rather less emphasis on your stomach, perhaps try a darker tone of denim, maybe a black denim, or you could wear a flared top over it. So maybe one that kind of peplums out over the top of it. Or maybe jeans with their zips and bits and bobs aren't for you. So maybe you look for a straight trouser instead, a flat front if you can find it. This fit too is fairly recent, coming from the popularity of borrowing someone else's jeans. Male jeans on a female form fit slightly baggier, and a boyfriend jean in particular has a fairly low slung and baggy feel to it. Like the wide leg, if you'd like extra shape added to the bottom half of your body, this could be a good choice. But be wary of that low waist, as I mentioned before, as it will elongate the look of your torso. The boyfriend jean also laid paths for more stolen jeans to get into the high street, like the dad fit, which is also fairly loose on the body. And I'm sure in the future we will see other someone fit of jeans for that look of having nicked someone's jeans. I wouldn't say this style is massively popular, as it's an interesting, less classic style of jean. It goes wide at the knee and then tapering back down again at the ankle, creating a kind of round C shape, which is certainly fun. And I feel like quite a interesting fashiony choice to pick something out of the norm like that. But it can be quite a bold decision to make, to wear quite a structured shape on your body. Figure wise, like a wide leg, the tapered shape does give quite a bit of volume to that lower half. It definitely adds more shape to your bottom half and your silhouette. So it could be an interesting choice to pick for that party downstairs. And if you're perhaps a slender athletic body shape and you're looking to add a little bit more to your body, this could be quite a nice way to do it. Okay, let's move to risers. I have been mentioning risers throughout, but let's properly talk about it. We have a high rise, so that falls on the waist, which is typically the smallest part of your body, usually fairly in the middle. The mid-rise of jean falls just underneath the belly button, and the low hangs just below it, so kind of more at the hip level. Now, it's tricky when you're shopping in the high street to find a fit that works for you, I know, because they have been fitted to the imagined torsos of a regular body shape, and we all come in special and unique packages, and it's hard for the high street to cater to all of them, so they try their best to pick maybe more popular body shapes. Some of us may have smaller torsos than others. Some of us may have longer torsos than others. Every brand has different fit models. Every brand has different sizing types. You might be one size in one store and one size in another store. You'll probably have to try on a few different sizes and a few different styles to know what it is that you like and what it is that you feel comfortable in. And I would recommend doing that. Also, get to know what kind of denims you like. Do you like a stiff denim that feels structured, feels like it's holding you in? Or do you want something a bit stretchier that you can sit down in and move in? Jeans also do loosen with wear. You could be influenced by trends. Maybe you've seen something on someone and you want to give it a go. Your body may change. What you feel is comfortable might change. Your lifestyle could change. So just be open to experimenting. You never know what might surprise you, which I think is why it's good to book a personal stylist like myself that can understand you, use my knowledge, but also maybe have you try a few things that normally you wouldn't have picked up. Colors and patterns, that final step. I think once you have an idea of the shape and size to go for, if you've done a color and body analysis with me, this can be helpful to find out which shade of denim to even go for. Warmer skin, so skin with that golden undertone, would want to try and find that undertone in their blue denims, and you can get plenty that have that goldy wash underneath them. A cooler skin tone with pinky bluey undertones would want to find that in their denim too. So a kind of purpley indigo or really light cool blue. It may be that you want to go for a fun color of denim, or maybe you like an embellished denim. There are so many interesting denims out there with embroidery, funky fades and washes, anything that you can imagine. It's always a nice touch to personalize your jeans. A hole has formed in your jean and you think, you know what, I'm gonna go in on that and just add a few more if you're comfortable with that. Maybe you want to iron on a few patches or hand sew them on there. Perhaps you want to sew some lace down the sides or around the hem or around the pocket, or maybe that ribbon trend has really got to you and you want to just tie one on your belt loop, have a ribbon running down the side or ribbon on the hem, hand sew a bunch of bows all up your legs. And maybe you even want to dye a pair of jeans yourself. Maybe you're confident acid washing, or you want to just dip dye the hem or something like that. That can be really cool. And it can be a really nice way to breathe new life into old denim. it could stop you from throwing them away to have them become that art project that you experiment on. So I hope this video has been helpful and given you a rough guide into the world of jeans. So many of us wear jeans a lot, daily even, and you want something that you're going to get so much wear out of to be really good. Many of us just have one jean. I think it's good to have a few if you're that person that likes them, but also, I don't think you have to wear jeans if you're not a jean person. Many personal stylists talk about wardrobe staples, and I think that's personal to you. Jeans might be part of your style personality. That might be you, and you might like to have a wardrobe with a few different kind of jeans, few different kind of tops, and you mix and match, and that's your personal vibe. Or maybe jeans aren't you at all. Maybe you're a dapper dresser and you want all of your clothing to feel formal and smart, and a jean just isn't that for you. Or maybe you just don't wear trousers at all, like me. Anyway, if you would like some more personalized help, feel free to reach out and hopefully we can work together and find a personal styling service that can help you find your perfect match. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.